Hello guys, today I'll be showing us another example of a mask, and so here we are going to be looking at how to use masks to show trade payable incurred monthly but paid out quarterly at the end of the quarter. So we are going to see how a mask can be used to do that. So we have a cash payment period mask here, which is quarterly at the end of the quarter. So that will impact on when cash payments will be made for these additional trade payables. So the first thing is to construct your mask, and how do we do that? Is that at the end of the quarter, which is here, it should show a true. Why at the beginning of the quarter false, in the middle of the quarter false, but at the end of each quarter, like March, like June, like September, it should show a true. And we are going to write a function to show that. And we are going to use a combination of functions: the if function, the mode function. If you have not used the mode function before, this is an avenue to use it. And so the mode function returns the remainder after a number is divided by a divisor. So a mode function requires a divisor and a number. So a number and its divisor, what are you dividing the number with? And so it returns the remainder. For instance, if the number is 4 and you are dividing it by say 3, you are dividing it by 3, then it's going to throw up the remainder. So let me format this as a number. So this is showing that we have one remainder in there. So if you have say 5, the remainder is 2. If you have say 10, the remainder is 1. So that's how the mode function works. Alright, I haven't learned the mode function, so let's use it to write a mask here that will give us a true and false. So I'm going to write an if statement equals if tab, and I'm going to nest that with mode function. And so with mode needs a number. So the number here we can use either extracting the month from the dates. January is 1, February is 2, March is 3. So it's either we use the mode function, month function, to extract the month out of these dates, or we just make do with these numbers that counts the column. Alright, so I'm going to make do with that. So that will be the number, and the divisor is going to be your month, the number of months before cash will be paid, which is 3 months time. So I'm going to lock that completely with F4. I mistakenly pressed F3 there. So F4, and close the bracket for mode. And I'm going to say if the number is 1 and you are dividing by 3, there's going to be a remainder. If it is 2 and you are dividing by 3, there's going to be a remainder. But if the number is 3 and you are dividing it by 3, there is no remainder, 0. And if the number is 4 and you are dividing it by 3, there's going to be a remainder. But if the number is 6 and you are dividing it by 3, there is not going to be any remainder. So it is 2. It is 2 without no remainder. So that's how the mode function works. So I'm going to use a logical operator equals to. I'm going to say if it is equals to, it's 0. So that's a logical test there. And the value, if true, is for it to give me true, and value if false is for it to give me false. So I want to have a combination of true or false, true or false, true or false. So this is how to write the function that will give you a true or false, ensuring that we have included the timing period of the cash payment in it. So I'll say enter and extend that, shift forward arrow and say Ctrl R, and so you can see that some are green. Those green area are where we have true. Those are the places where we have true. So if I'm to show that here, if I'm to show that there, I'm going to show formulas. I'm going to paste the formulas there so that we see what is driving that particular point. Oh, there is a conditional formatting here, so I'm going to say clear conditional formatting in selected cells. Alright, so copy the formulas alone and Alt S and Alt F and enter. It's not copying, so you now have my formula in here, but it's not showing. So Ctrl 1, and I'm gonna make it to show by changing the formatting to something that will show. Okay, so I think that's, so this is what we have in those formulas, in those hidden places. So you can see what we have in those cells. Now I can see some issues with this. It's locating this cell instead of this cell, instead of 1, 2, 3. And also here, okay, this one is correct, so I'm going to readjust the cells. Alright, so now it's working. So this is true, that's why it is green. Where it is true, it is green. So that's the form, that's what is underneath this shaded area. Alright, this is just a bit of formatting done here to show red where it is false and to show green where it is true. Alright, so this is what we need as a cash payment period mask, which is quarterly at the end of the quarter. Now let's determine when cash will be paid. So you can use your offset function, offset, and you begin with the column before the start period. So I'm going to lock that completely, and I'm going to, so the offset function says how many rows down or up should they move. I say no, don't move, it's 0. It says how many columns, so I can make use of this column counter for it to move by those columns. Then height, so I'm saying just remain where you are, so I'm going to say 1 height. So it's just going to be in that same row. Then width, how wide should it be, so how many columns should it cover. So that is going to be based on the number of months in the quarter, which is this. So I'm going to lock that completely. And also we want to pay at the end of the quarter, so I'm going to put a minus sign. That is, it should add up January, February and March. So when it moves from here up onto the third column and it's here, it should count backward 1, 2 and 3 and add. So it's going to be picking 3 items, three numbers. Now we need an aggregator. So we are done with the offset functions. For offset function, we need an aggregator, so we use a sum function to aggregate those three numbers that will be supplied by the offset function. Alright, so we are done with this, but then we have not applied our mask. So if without applying our mask, we have this, but then we are not supposed to have a cash payment and at the beginning of the quarter. So until we multiply this with our mask, before we can get that scenario. Alright, so I'm going to edit this formula and I'm going to say our mask multiplied by the formula that I've constructed before now, and so you have it nil for the beginning of the quarter. And so when we need to extend this formula downwards, so I'm going to press shift forward arrow and Control R. So you can see now that 270, it's now coming up as indicating that the 90,000 owed at the beginning of the quarter in January, another 90 owed in February, another 90 owed in March, all will be paid at the end of March, which is addition of those three numbers, and that's exactly what happens subsequently. So this is how the mask can be used to initiate payments, a quarterly payment for trade payables. Alright, I hope you enjoy it. So thank you. Bye.